There are now tests to see if they have this deadly gene. But they also have to face a terrible choice.
It was the worst nightmare that any mother could experience. The worst nightmare.
Under the volcano,
Family histories of cancer, there are now tests to see if they have this deadly gene. But they also have to face a terrible choice.
It was the worst nightmare that any mother could experience. The worst nightmare.
under the volcano, under the city that is modern Pompeii, there is a world that is frozen in time.
It ended very suddenly. I mean, all the bodies that you see, they all died of the same thing on the same day. And that's pretty amazing, is some bodies actually look like they did at the last moment of life.
1900 years after Pompeii was buried under the lava of Mount Vesuvius, an Australian archaeologist is blowing the top off all the old theories.
Well, the whole concept of the last days of Pompeii is a complete misunderstanding of what happened at the site, but...
Don't spoil it.
Oh, okay.
Would you please make welcome Australia's Olympic champions? It's our greatest Olympic haul ever. 41 medals.
Wow, you know, it's just like a fairy tale for me.
Yeah, look at this. And that's real mocking stuff. Life in the slow lane.
Oh, I haven't seen that. That's pretty bad, isn't it?
That sinking feeling?
Oh, this is disgusting. I haven't seen any of this.
The ribs and the collarbones and the legs and everything. This was just before our race. And it just made you realise that, you know, what other Australians were doing. It was a real inspiration.
How much did you get for the gold medal?
0.
Nothing at all.
Just the glory of winning for Australia.
Tonight, we celebrate with our golden athletes.
I'm Charles Woolley.
I'm Jeff McMullen.
I'm Richard Colt.
And I'm Tracy Curo. Those stories tonight on 60 Minutes.
Coming soon, a major television event. From the author of Hunter for Red October and Clear and Present Danger, Tom Clancy presents his latest bestseller.
What in the hell is going on?
When nuclear warheads are stolen, the world is held to ransom by a madman.
The clock is ticking.
A story of power, suspense, and passion. A thriller not for the faint-hearted.
We're going in.
Harry Hamlin, Carl Weathers, Deirdre Hall, Wilfred Brimley. Tom Clancy's international bestseller, Op Center, soon.
Because the new Mitsubishi Magna comes with optional ABS brakes, SRS airbags, stronger safety cage, and multi-link independent rear suspension, you begin to appreciate why the anti-theft immobilizer comes as standard. Please consider the new Mitsubishi Magna.
New soft touch jeans from Jeans West. So comfortable, you'll forget you're wearing them.
Baby peas must be picked at exactly the right moment for maximum sweetness, tenderness, and nutrition.
Take care of these babies for me, will you?
Beautiful. McCain baby peas. Ah, McCain, you've done it again.
Pioneer True Home Theatre with Dolby Pro Logic Cinema Sound is incredibly easy to use, thanks to Pioneer firsts, such as intelligent system control, a one-touch remote control operation of your entire hi-fi or home theatre setup with on-screen function display. In fact, the only difficult thing about Pioneer True Home Theatre is tearing yourself away. Pioneer True Home Theatre, now showing from just $529 at your Pioneer Premier dealer.
For years, doctors have been telling worried women that breast cancer is not hereditary, and how wrong they were. It's now been discovered that there are genes that cause breast cancer, and they can be passed down through generations by both mothers and fathers. If you inherit a faulty gene, you stand an 85 to 90% chance of developing breast cancer. There is a test, a new test, but it's of no use to some women, and for others it creates an agonising dilemma, whether at a young age to take their chances or have their healthy breasts removed.
Sybil?
Yeah.
Now, let me just have a look. Can you just drop the sheet? That's fine. Now, the scar on the right side will start about there.
Yeah.
Andrea Stevens wants to have both her breasts removed. She's just 25 and perfectly healthy, but she believes that if she keeps them, one day soon they will kill her.
Do you have any reservations at all?
No, I don't, no.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm absolutely certain. The closer it's got, the more convinced I've been I'm doing the right thing.
So you haven't had stage fright?
No, not at all, no. I'm quite convinced I'm doing the right thing.
What do you think will happen to you if you don't have this operation?
I think I'll get breast cancer and I think I'll die. More flowers, yeah.
Andrea lives in Nottingham in central England with her husband Paul and 2 children, Rebecca and David. She could breastfeed baby David for longer, but Andrea believes she's in a battle against time, a battle against possible cancer.
It's virtually certain that there must be something that's predisposing to breast cancer in the family.
Last year, genetics specialist Gareth Evans told Andrea what she'd long suspected, that her family history could mean a death sentence.
We know that your granny developed breast cancer at 26 and that your mother developed the problem in both breasts in her late 20s. Now, that's a very unusual occurrence. The chances of breast cancer in one person in the 20s is extremely small. The chances of it happening in 2 people is very unlikely indeed.
For Andrea and her sister Rhonda, the prognosis couldn't have been worse. With their grandmother and mother both dying early from breast cancer, there's a chance this family has a faulty breast cancer gene. If either Andrea or Rhonda have inherited it, there's an 85 to 90% possibility they'll develop breast cancer. Rhonda, 27 and still single, has decided that she too will have her breasts removed rather than take the risk.
I mean, it wasn't a light decision. I didn't sort of think, wake up one morning and think, yeah, okay, I'll do it. No, I mean, a lot of people haven't seen, you know, their mothers don't die when they're 9 years old. I mean, I didn't think when I was that old, you know, that people died that young. And they do, and I don't want to be one of them.
Geneticists have identified 3 of the genes that play a role in the onset of breast cancer. The gene about which they currently know most is called BRCA1. Now, BRCA1 works by suppressing the growth of breast tumours, just like the brakes on your car stop it accelerating out of control. But any fault in the mechanics of the gene, and it fails in its function. It can't do its bit to prevent cells becoming cancerous. For some people, the idea of surgeons brandishing the scalpel as a way of preventing cancer is a horrifying proposition.
I don't think we're anywhere near that sort of situation. I think that at the present time, the impetus to have these operations comes from the women themselves. They batter our doors down. We don't tell them they should have it done. They come to us and say, I want it done.
If a woman knows that she carries a defective gene, why not go down the path of aggressive screening?
Okay, that's fair enough. But screening is unproven under the age of 50. But even over the age of 50, screening doesn't pick up every cancer. And if you're trying to prevent yourself dying of cancer, the only real way of doing that is to prevent it happening in the first place.
When Wendy Watson sings up a storm, she's doing it for a cause. She's been helping women with hereditary breast cancer ever since discovering that she herself was at high risk of developing tumours in her breasts.
I went down to the doctors and I said, does breast cancer start in the breast? And he said, yes, it does. And I said, well, so if I have mastectomies before I get it, will that prevent me getting it? And he said, well, of course. And I said, well, you know, there's my answer. No more need to worry, you know, that's that problem out the way. Then this one here is even worse, you know, sort of...
On the Watson family tree, the black dots tell the story.
And that's the line that I found.
9 of Wendy's relatives have had breast cancer. Wendy became the first woman in Britain to have both her healthy breasts removed. And on learning that her faulty gene could also cause ovarian cancer, she had a hysterectomy as well.
I just wanted to get on with life. I love living.
I must say you have a very carefree attitude to having healthy bits of your body removed.
They were healthy then, but they were a potential, well, they were my potential doom, if you like. And I just saw that as being something, I mean, I just didn't want to die.
Hey, oh, thank you. You're all right.
Wendy now spends her time supporting people like Andrea who've decided on breast removal. Of potential problems with body image and marriage even, Wendy says a sense of humour and a bit of padding make up for almost everything.
You have to insist that you get about 3 different sizes then if you're going to just have prostheses.
Really?
Yeah,
Well, they do that.
These are my favourites. I'll get my favourites today.
You've got favourites?
Yeah. Well, yes, I mean, I think it depends how much weight you're carrying at the time as to which pair you want to wear.
Right. So you have pairs that make you look slimmer.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. If you want the sporty look, don't wear any.
Wendy's a very positive person. She's wonderful, and she's been through the same thing, and she was the only person I thought could really understand. And you know, speaking to somebody who didn't think it was mad and had done it was amazing.
Coffee or tea? I'll have tea, please. Get out of my house.
Just put tea in me.
In Australia, the Reardon family have also found themselves pioneers in the battle to find and then fight the faulty breast cancer gene. Grandmother Bertha has had cancer and a mastectomy. So has her daughter, Elaine. Now, one of Elaine's daughters, Christine, has had one cancerous breast removed, a healthy one taken off, and a hysterectomy. Elaine especially is burdened with fear that a faulty gene has been passed from mother to daughter. How difficult was it to deal with those feelings that Christine was sick and it was somehow your fault?
Oh, terrible. Absolutely, absolutely shocking. Because when you see her sick and there was nothing you could do to help except be there. I
mean, it's hard enough for a mother to
watch your children be sick, but not to know whether it was going to be fatal or not. It was the worst nightmare that any mother could experience. The worst nightmare.
Elaine and her family have become one of the first in Australia to undergo a new test that helps geneticists find the deadly fault in a family's genetic code. From the gene pool of family members who've had breast cancer, it's now possible to identify the mistake in the genetic code of breast cancer genes. In the Reardon family's case, it means that Elaine's other daughter, Sue, who hasn't had cancer, can know if she carries the faulty gene and then make an informed decision. So what are you going to do if you test positive?
I haven't made a formal decision, but I seem to think that I'd opt for the mastectomy. To me, it's, you know, a piece of skin. It's, you know, where's your legs? You need your legs to walk. Your arms, you need your arms to carry things, you know. It's a piece of tissue.
If this gene test had been available to you years ago, would you have had children?
Had that been available, I wouldn't have had children. I wouldn't have had children. No one would want to inflict that on another human being. And I know I wouldn't have had my 3 beautiful granddaughters either. But then You sort of look at it and think, well, maybe they would have been born to someone else that would have been healthy.
So you've been carrying all of this emotion for a lot of years now.
30 years. It never goes away. You get up in the morning and you think, I wonder how much longer it'll be before they find something else.
You're right there?
Yeah, fine.
Back in England, Andrea's surgeon, Andrew Baldum, offers a final chance to pull out.
You're set.
Yes, yeah.
No doubts.
No.
You don't want to say no, this is it. Stop, that's it.
No, it's fine. No.
Okay.
For Andrea, there can be no gene test. When her mother and grandmother passed away, so too did the opportunity to trace any genetic fault. But she's going ahead anyway, on the 50-50 chance it's her mother's and not her father's gene she's inherited.
Reduce her risk.
With those odds, even her surgeon confesses some uneasiness about taking his scalpel to healthy tissue.
I find it very difficult indeed. This girl does not have established cancer. I cannot give her a 100% guarantee that doing this will prevent her from getting a cancer, although theoretically I hope that it will reduce her risk significantly. And I just have a big philosophical problem about doing surgery which, although it will look neat, is essentially destructive.
It's a big bandage, or just put a small amount on?
It's just a little tiny, feeble little thing, look.
Yeah.
Can't believe it's a little.
It will take time before Andrea can assess the full emotional and physical consequences of this irreversible procedure. But for Wendy Watson, there is no doubt a preventative mastectomy was the only decision.
People might say this is drastic, but what must be the most drastic thing to happen to you is dying. And nearly all my relatives had died prematurely in the 40s. And I just love living so much that I want to live. And I do want to live, and I am living, and it's great.
If you're an eligible National Mutual policy holder, you'll have already received this offer document. It contains details of a special offer, your entitlement to shares in National Mutual Holdings. You won't have to pay any money, and it won't affect your policy. Please read the share offer document carefully and look for the blue selection form. This special offer for eligible policyholders closes soon, so hurry and share in the strength of National Mutual.
Retrovision is giving away free movie tickets to John Travolta's latest blockbuster, Phenomenon, with a huge range of famous name appliances. Like this Whirlpool washer, a low $799. Save $200 on this huge Whirlpool frost-free fridge. Rush in for the Sharp 48cm color TV at just $499. And take home the Sharp video for just $329. Retrovision. Buy anywhere else and you'll pay to go to the movies.
Now you can help protect your clothes so they keep on feeling like new. New UltraFab Total gives you the clean you demand, and its proven conditioning system works deep down to nourish and protect. You can really feel the difference and see it. Colours stay vibrant, and its unique combination of ingredients even helps prevent pilling.
So now, one detergent system does it all. UltraFab Total for a clean that looks and feels newer, longer.
So, what are you having for dinner?
Fresh veggies. They're great in a stir-fry. My beef with black bean, with my own special touches. And the rich Maggi blend of black beans and spices. Now that's a real stir-fry. I can taste it now.
So can we.
Another delicious idea from Maggi.
Talk about taste with this week's specials from GBC. Superb grain-fed porterhouse steak, alone $9.99 a kilo. Start the day the right way with GBC's large breakfast sausages, just $2.45 a kilo. Delicious corned brisket, perfectly priced at $3.99 a kilo. And talk about taste, sliced shin beef, just $3.99 a kilo.
It's easy for me. GBC.
It was a place to be seen in, a classy resort in the Bay of Naples, the Port Douglas of the Roman Empire. Then suddenly, on a summer day in the year 79 AD, the city of Pompeii, its citizens and their fabulous real estate were buried in the eruption of Mount Vesuvius. Usually, cities decay slowly, but under the layers of ash and pumice, Pompeii was a city frozen in time. And this snapshot of life as it was 2,000 years ago became archaeology's great showplace. For 200 years, they've been excavating it, but amazingly, there's still much to discover. "1900 years ago, it would have been a summer day much like this one. In the narrow streets that now throng with tourists, Pompeians would have been about their business in this thriving commercial city of 20,000 people.
It ended very suddenly. I mean, all the bodies that you see, they all died of the same thing on the same day. And that's pretty amazing. Is some bodies actually look like they did at the last moment of life. I mean, exactly. So they might be propped up on one arm or putting their hands over their mouths. And
Dr. Estelle Laser is an Australian archaeologist who's spent 10 years piecing together the lives of those who once lived here.
There had been a few studies done before mine. There was one done in the 1880s, looking at skull measurements, which is kind of like stamp collecting to us now, but no systematic study had been done before the one that I started. So it's like rescue archaeology to see what information can be squeezed out of what is still there.
Pompeii must have been a beautiful and civilised place with its great public architecture, open-air theatres and forums. And substantial homes with elegant frescoes that tell us of beautiful people living a sumptuous lifestyle. The layers upon layers of Vesuvius rock and ash put a seal over all of this and also acted as a unique preservative.
What happened was that when people died, they were covered with this very fine ash, and it's the same chemical composition as cement, and it's solidified around their bodies. And over time, the soft tissue decomposed out and left what's a true fossil of the individual. So you get a hollow, and this is for any organic material, not just human beings. So there's a dog, there's a pig, there's furniture, tree roots, anything that was organic was preserved as a sort of an image of itself, like the form.
We're just entering the Sarno baths here, which is where the majority of the skeletal remains have been stored. So if you just follow me.
This is what I'd always imagined archaeology to be like, down some dark and mysterious tunnel into that most secretive of places, the past.
The site itself is very romantic. It has that kind of Steven Spielberg eat your heart out look about it.
It does.
But working there is not really what I call glamorous unless you enjoy having snakes and lizards dropping on your head and spiders jumping out of skulls and birds nesting in your skulls and rats and mice and bats flying out at you all the time.
What do the locals think about what you do?
They think I'm completely crazy. I'm told with great authority that I'm discussed in the piazza, the central square at night. That mad Australian woman who looks at the dead bodies and chooses, no less, to be locked in with them at, during the day.
Dr. Laser's expertise crosses scientific disciplines. She's an archaeologist, but also qualified in anatomy. Since they began digging here in 1748, archaeologists have pieced together the material remains of life in Pompeii. Dr. Laser has set herself the task of finding out what the people were like, how big they were, how long they lived, their appearance. Well, I've got to say, I've never been in anywhere quite like this.
Yes, it's a very unusual workspace, I have to say.
The remains of how many people are here?
Well, there are well over 300, without a doubt.
And you're sorting them out?
Yes, I've separated them into piles. You can see there's left and right leg bones, arm bones, skulls, so that I can use each individual bone to get some information about the sex, the height, the age at death of an individual.
What about this one here?
Well, what we've got here is quite a young individual. This is one that we do have more than just the skull for.
What age?
I'd say we're looking at someone less than 6 years of age.
Really?
And you can tell that from the teeth, they're the milk teeth. And below that you can see, just under the jawline, that would be what would come out as a 6-year molar. And these are tiny pelvic bones.
Oh, dear. I've got a child about this age. It is quite sad, despite the years, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it's very upsetting. And I do have to catch myself sometimes to remind myself that I am looking at something that was once a person and that they did suffer pain and anguish. And I think it's very important to be a bit introspective about it, or you lose your own humanity.
There have been at least 8 versions made of The Last Days of Pompeii, but this 1960 offering is the classic. Yet even Hollywood wasn't able to capture the true horror.
There is this cloud, the so-called surge, that shakes everything violently. It throws down an avalanche of gases and fumes, traveling at 800 kilometers an hour at a temperature of 300 to 400 degrees Celsius, which engulfs the unfortunate people.
Dr. Antonio Veroni is a chief archaeologist in charge of the new excavation work at Pompeii.
There is a layer of ashes, and it is particularly lethal. It can suffocate all human beings. It's right at this layer where we have located the remains of men.
It's taken Dr. Veroni almost 10 years to peel away the ash and pumice of Vesuvius from just these few houses. As treasure hunters, he and Dr. Laser are very much a responsible new breed. But in Pompeii's past, there has been much skullduggery.
The first excavations were more or less like a mining operation. They were looking for gold and bronze, marble, things to fill up the palaces of royalty. They really weren't interested in yucky old bodies. The only interest that they had in them was to use them as sort of macabre sort of objects, as like for vignettes. So they'd lay out a skeleton in a fairly lurid pose for visiting dignitaries so that they could see how people died. So there was a fascination with the dead bodies, which, as you've seen yourself, continues to this day.
But when you analyse these bodies, you find that these people have 2 left arms, things like that.
Yeah, sometimes they're half juvenile and half adult, and sometimes they're composites of whole collections of individuals, so you might have 5 or 6 people making up one skull.
Now, does the local tourist industry want people to be told this?
I'm sure they don't.
The Bay of Naples is some of the worst air pollution in Europe. Today, especially bad, giving the tourists an uncannily realistic view of how Vesuvius must have looked through the sulphurous air that day in 79 AD. Archaeologists are always telling us that nothing really changes.
You'd be walking into the house. You have the entrance there with the dog that says Cave Canem, beware of the dog. You walk in here and you've got this open area, and this is typical for most of the Pompeian houses. I'm sure you could walk back into that society now and not have too many problems. Language might be one, and customs might be a bit different, but essentially the people were the same. They slept, they ate, they had sex.
Look at the painting here on the right as we go in.
They had pornography too.
Priapus is a god of fertility and prosperity. He's weighing a certain part of the male anatomy. on some very big scales in front of him. And perfectly balanced on the other side, we have a bag of gold. It's worth its weight in gold, let's say.
In the age of Debbie Does Dallas, Percy Paints Pompeii does seem a bit dated. Though up until the 1960s, women visitors weren't allowed to see this stuff.
So you have almost two Pompeiis. There's the Pompeii that you study as an academic, and then the Pompeii that you visit as a tourist, which is not exactly the same thing. So it is a little bit like Disneyland.
But it's what Dr. Laser has discovered that is causing rumblings in this congested holiday playground that is modern Pompeii. Now as then, Pompeii is a resort by the sea. Today, 500,000 people live here in the shadow of Vesuvius. In the summer months, the population explodes. Italians, big and bravado, swarm to the sea in their thousands to jostle for towel space on the shores of the murky Mediterranean. They disport themselves under sulphuric showers from the volcanic mountain above and preen in the knowledge they are rich and beautiful. Now, Dr. Laser has gone public with disturbing findings about their ancestors. What were they? Hairy,
Fat, ugly.
fat and ugly. Hairy, fat and ugly. Not
Yeah.
nice.
No.
In her forensic inquiries, Dr. Laser discovered ridges and grooves inside about 12% of female skulls. Hallmarks of a hormonal disease that causes excessive facial hair and obesity.
Yes, they were very upset. They took it very personally.
Because before you, I'd always thought that the women looked like the women in the paintings.
Well, I don't know exactly what the women look like. I'd say they're pretty comparable to women today. You get the full range, beautiful to dead ugly.
Life in Pompeii must have been nice while it lasted. A luxurious lifestyle for some 20,000 Roman citizens, maintained by the effort of 15,000 slaves. You might say they got what they deserved, but remember, when the end came, it took master and servant alike.
There have been about 8 versions of the last days of Pompeii made, and I love them passionately. They're excellent.
They're not always good science, are they?
They're atrocious science. Well, the whole concept of the last days of Pompeii is a complete misunderstanding of what happened at the site, but
Don't spoil it.
Oh, okay.
The fight for life against incredible odds.
Everyone deserves the chance that Danielle's had.
A 3-year-old's dash to the other side of the world.
I would love to be there. So far away.
A massive operation leaves a life hanging by a thread.
Because others sadly don't make it.
7 years on, a success story that must be told.
And the woman came up to me and asked me, how come you're on TV?
Winning Against Cancer, Monday at 6.
Can you see? Can you see it's new?
It's you. It's a new you.
Please consider the new Mitsubishi Lancer sedan.
Love me tender, love me sweet, never let me go. You have made my life complete, and I love you so. Love me tender, love me true, all my dreams fulfilled. For my darling, I love you, and I always will.
Margaret?
Oh, food.
Yeah, pizza, garlic bread and Pepsi.
Do you want some?
No, thanks. Bye.
1990 value meal deal from Pizza Hut.
So you're telling me, Mr. Optus, for just 10 cents a minute, I can call long distance anywhere in Australia, any weekend?
It's called the Optus National Flat Rate.
Pretty fancy name.
Oh, nothing fancy about it. Just dial 1 before the long distance code.
And what's the catch?
No catches, no complicated plans, just 10 cents a minute.
Anywhere in Australia, just 10 cents a minute. You'll go far.
Yes.
It's our greatest Olympic haul ever. 9 golds and a swag of silver and bronze. Now, the feats of our athletes in Atlanta were simply magnificent. Against the huge populous countries of the world, we managed 7th in the medals tally. And behind each of those 41 medal-winning efforts, there are stories of courage, perseverance and dedication. Australia will be honouring our Olympic champions in ticket tape parades around the country this week. But we thought we'd get in first with a little celebration of our own, with gold medalists from all our winning sports. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening to you. Would you please make welcome Australia's Olympic champions. Well, how's it feel to be home?
Great.
Was anyone at all embarrassed by the closing ceremony?
Not at all. We thought it was funny. We thought the kangaroos were great, yeah.
And the cockatoos?
Bit of Australiana was great for us. We'd been away for a long time, so it looked good. It might have looked a bit tacky, perhaps, on TV, but it looked great to us.
Did it?
Yeah.
And it was fun?
Yeah, it was
Heaps
great.
well. Like, all the countries were really impressed by it. They said it was nearly better than what Atlanta put on themselves, so it came across really well.
Oh, great. Well, Mr. Diamond, have you slowed down a bit?
Absolutely not.
You're not still going 130 kilometres in 110 zone, are you?
Mate, that's actually slow now. I'm pounded up to about 200 now. Now they can't catch me.
How was the feeling?
Oh, fantastic. Absolutely. There was all that Olympic thrive there, and I'm absolutely over the moon still.
You got a job?
No.
I mean, have there been any job offers or anything?
I've had some, but nothing as concrete as yet.
You don't want a job, do you?
No. This is too easy.
What about you, Russell? It's just the opposite, isn't it? Beretta in Italy wants you to come and work for them.
Yeah, I mean, I've had a reasonable offer to go over there and shoot a lot more than what I have been in the past, but I guess that is the opposite for me. I've got a profession here in Melbourne. It's a sport for me, a job first, a sport second. So it's finding the balance between the two at the moment.
Because you're the gold medalist in the double trap, does that make you twice as good as him?
I've got about half as much ability as him, I think. I mean, he leaves most people for dead.
Well, where's the awesome 3 out of 4-some? Well, welcome again.
Thank you.
Who was the larrikin that stood up in the boat?
Me.
Have a look at it.
I was happy. He actually asked permission before he did it because he said, I'm going to show off a little bit here, fellas, but I'm quitting, so I'm going to stand up. Going out on a high.
Oh, but I thought you'd get through the floor of one of those things if you stood up.
No, they're pretty stable. We've got a little platform we can stand on, so I thought, you know, probably one of the last major international competition, I thought I'd get up and show the world how we felt.
Oh, is this the end of it for you or not?
Oh, no, not really. You know, initially it probably was, but after winning in Atlanta, it maybe brought on a whole new set of emotions, and to see how the Americans felt and having the Olympic Games in their home country, it made me maybe, you know, 4 years is not that long down the track. But
yes, because there's the new man there who's a good deal younger than you or I.
Good deal.
A good deal. Yeah, 10 years.
How are you going selling fruit?
It's pretty funny. It must be doing something, because all the letters that we got from the kids, it was always about peaches and mangoes.
Nothing about rowing, just pictures of mangoes. Yeah. What now?
We're just going to enjoy it because the Olympic Games for the athlete is the pinnacle. It's the end, I suppose, of 4 years of hard work and training, and we're just going to take our time and enjoy every moment of it.
You're not having lessons in...
singing?
Well, synchronised singing, I thought.
Well, actually, the national anthem, we actually sung to the music from what we hear, and we thought we sang in time, but with the delay, it sounded like we were behind. It's a good excuse, isn't it?
Susan O'Neill, congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
Did you feel the great weight on your shoulders that morning?
Not really. I was actually quite relaxed compared to, because it was an Olympic Games. In the marshalling area, we were all chatting and talking to the other girls and that sort of thing. So I'm glad I didn't let it get to me that it was, actually the Olympic Games.
It was a Saturday, wasn't it?
I don't know. It was day 7. It was day 7.
Yeah, no, it was Saturday, and I got up at normal time, 6:30 or 7 o'clock, and I picked up the papers, and the headlines, I felt offended. Yeah. They were mocking the swimmers.
Yeah, I haven't actually seen any of the press clippings yet. We heard through the team that they were bagging us, back in Australia, but we were sort of used to it after Barcelona. And
yeah, look at this, and that's real mocking stuff. Life in the slow lane.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. That's pretty bad, isn't it? I suppose it sells papers and that's why they do it, but I think we showed them on the last day that we're a good team and...
That sinking feeling?
God, this is disgusting. I haven't seen any of this before, but, I didn't let it affect me.
No, quite obviously. Come in, Cincinnati, Ohio.
Hi, Richard.
G'day. So I got you up, did I?
We've got to go and play a match after this.
Tell me, it's public knowledge that you got $300,000 for winning the men's doubles at Wimbledon. How much did you get for the gold medal?
0.
Nothing at all?
Nothing at all.
Just the glory of winning for Australia. We don't get to play for Australia that often besides Davis Cup, and it was just a sensational feeling to be a part of the Australian Olympic team, and we ended up winning gold, so it was a sensational feeling for us.
Why is it that you didn't attract a crowd? I would have been there.
Well, you should have come over. We had a lot of support, actually, from the swimmers and some of the other athletes from the other sports. I was rooming with Mark Philippoussis for the 17 days, and it was his job. I gave it to him to go and drum up some support because we knew that our opposition would have a lot of fans there, and he did a great job. I think Scud was leading the conga line around the stadium when we won, so he did a brilliant job.
Yeah. Todd, have you stopped beating up on American officials?
Richard, I knew that you would come at me with this question.
Oh, I'm sorry, I take it back. But tell me anyway.
Yes, everything's much quieter, much more relaxed and so on, but that incident actually put a big damper on my Olympics, and I was pretty happy that we were able to keep concentrating, get on and do the job that we did, because that certainly wasn't an easy thing to get through.
Did Natasha
actually, hang on, we don't get a lot of news of what's happening back home, but obviously Michael Diamond did something when he got back home. You might want to fill us in over here in Cincinnati. Hi, Michael, how you doing?
Did Natasha give you the rounds of the kitchen?
No, Natasha was there when it happened, so she was a little bit upset about the whole thing, so...
Todd was very quiet. He didn't want to tell anyone.
It was one of those things that I was in the wrong place at the wrong time with no one there to help me, and, it was really quite a bad experience.
Fellas, thanks very much. Thanks very much indeed.
Richard. Thank you. Thanks, Richard.
Rochelle Hawkes, how's it feel to be captain of the world's best women's hockey team?
Feels wonderful. It was such a great achievement. Going into the Olympic Games ranked #1 and coming out of it with a gold medal with a lot of pressure upon us to succeed. It was just a tremendous feeling within the team and a great honour.
Without telling me it's because you're the best, why has Australian women's hockey done so well?
Probably a lot of that is due to our coaching staff. We've got a great coach in Rick Charlesworth and our assistant coach, Chris Spice, who've been coaching the side for 3.5 years now, and also the depth of talent that we do have in Australia, and hopefully that will continue. And, you know, I'd like to think that we can go on and perform just as well in Sydney in 2000.
And that talent is, some of it sitting on either side of you.
That's right, and it's not just on the hockey field, hey Nova? She's been having a good time.
Has she?
Yeah, as you can see from the closing ceremony shots, she certainly has been enjoying herself.
Like I was just saying to a couple of the guys at the, we haven't really sort of had time to just sit back and really have a good, look at what we've, you know, achieved. We've come a long way. Like, in the last 4 years, I've made a lot of sacrifices in my life, no doubt. A lot of people have, but like with my daughter and everything, and you know, it's just going to be, like, the next 2-3 weeks are going to be pretty hectic. I just really like to sit back, watch the game, and just really think, wow, you know, it's just like a fairy tale for me.
There are 16 women in the squad, aren't there? I think you're the only mother.
Only mother, yeah.
That's right. What, one child, is it?
One child, yeah, Jessie. She's 6.5, so I haven't seen her yet. She's in Darwin, so I'll be going up there tonight to see her. I haven't seen her for about 4 weeks, so it'll be quite good.
Why didn't you go up there today?
Because I had to come here.
I really walked into that, didn't I? What's her name again, sorry?
Jessica.
Jessica?
Yeah.
Jessica or Jessie?
Oh, Jessica, but I call her Jessie, so...
Oh.
Yeah.
Where is she? It's lovely, isn't it? Kate Slatter and Megan Stills, coxless pairs.
Yes.
This, for both of you, this was not your choice of sport, is that right?
Don't know about that. I came in through talent identification, so it wasn't a sport that I was actually aware of before the AAS sort of came around scouting and looking through the Canberra and Queanbeyan schools, and I'd never really paid much attention because it really is more of a private school sport, but more and more these days it's, you know, a sport for everyone. And I tried out for a totally different reason altogether. I was actually at Adelaide University in O Week, and I thought it looked like a great social sport and something I could do in conjunction with my studies. But no one told me that it actually takes over your social life, and that 3 times a day is about, and then sleep and eat is about the only other 2 things you do.
That leaves the equestrian team. And Andrew, I guess you must feel a little bit out of it with no broken bones.
Well, that's right. My pain threshold is fairly low, so I try to stay on.
You stay. Gillian, it was amazing.
Yeah, it was not my most wonderful day, shall we say. Things were going great until the first fall, and we slipped over on the flat, not anywhere near a jump, and then got back on, kept on going. That's where I did the damage in the ribs and the collarbone. And then the very next fence was the water, and jumped into the water and tried to turn left, and the left arm didn't work so well, and so my very brave horse kept on going, but deposited me in the water on the way. So then it was, well, I have to finish. I can't not get back. So on I went again, and the rest is history. The other guys did a fantastic job.
Look, I cracked a rib once, and it was unbelievably painful. And that was lying down in a bed. I mean, how did you do it?
What were you doing?
That was after I cracked the rib. It's all right, it's all right.
Yeah, it's amazing what adrenaline does for you. And I mean, I was just so pumped up. I was there at the games. You're there to do a job, and you just keep on going no matter what. Wendy,
how's your leg? Your broken one?
Yeah, my broken leg's doing fine. I'm probably going to give it a bit of time to heal now, but it was great in the competition. I was so focused on what I was doing that it wasn't an issue, but I suppose it was just a little tough in the lead up and the motivation and the general lack of fitness because of it, but at the end of the day it did the job and held up.
It was amazing. Where we were lucky to deal with one of the sports psychologists who was also dealing with the equestrian team, and he filled us in as it was going on about, you know, the ribs and the collarbones and the legs and everything, and just was describing the whole situation. This was just before our race, And it just made you realise that, you know, what other Australians were doing, and it was a real inspiration. It certainly was to us anyway. It was quite amazing to listen to.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there's nothing else to say to you other than reflect what I think all of Australia feels, and that is very, very hearty congratulations.
Monday. The epidemic is terminal. Robin Cook's latest heart-pounding seller becomes a new motion picture. They discover the cure for death.
Their success rate, 100%.
But something went wrong.
It's all coming apart.
An outbreak.
It's a virus.
That kills everyone it touches.
It's terminal. We're in danger too.
Melrose Place's Doug Savant, Nia Peoples and ER's Michael Ironside.
It doesn't make any sense.
Monday night, Terminal on GWN.
Everyone loves Kinder Surprise, and now there's an even bigger surprise.
That's right. Win a Packard Bell PC with 30 CD titles, FM radio, great games and infrared control every day for 20 days. Hurry, enter now.
Every day, your cattle are under attack from parasites, inside and out. They need protection that lasts. Introducing new long-acting Dectomax. Long-acting protection against more parasites. Dectomax, the breakthrough in long-acting parasite control. New Dectomax from Pfizer. Long-acting protection for the whole herd.
Sooner or later, we all get one of those annoying little health problems, like itchy toes, flaky scalp, or irregularity. The kinds of things you'd rather not talk about, even with friends. So what can you do? Well, Chemart can help. These free, easy-to-read little booklets explain everything. The causes, the treatment, and whether you should seek medical advice. Look for them at your local Chemmart. And remember, when it comes to your health, your pharmacist can help.
Can I help you?
This advertisement wasn't made in a television studio, but on a computer. The computer you most likely see your children using at school. The computer that's always provided innovation and easy internet access. The Macintosh Performer 5200. From Bunbury Mac Centre.
If a man named Mitchell Gaff browsed through our mail this week, he would have been glad not to be living in Australia. Gaff is a rapist wanting the laws changed, laws that are keeping him in jail forever, just on suspicion he may reoffend. Our story was about radical laws in the US state of Washington, where 36 men have been deemed sexual predators. Men like Mitchell Gaff, who raped 2 young women and is being kept in jail, though his prison term has expired.
I am going to see the 2 girls that you raped. What would you say to them?
I don't think there's anything. I don't think words mean anything. I would say that I was sorry. I don't know what that means to someone who's been as badly hurt as I've hurt them.
His acts were things that don't get fixed when you say you're sorry, and don't get better when you say you're sorry.
He says, well, you know, only you know how much you're hurt. He knows how much we're hurt. He did it to us.
The solution is really clear to me. Remove his manhood surgically. Then, at last, his victims and the community can breathe easier. This, jailing such men, is a waste of time and money. What he did was take away any chance these young women had of leading normal lives. He should be treated like the murderer he is and hanged. But these women are caught up in some redneck, lock 'em up and throw away the key mentality. Everyone is entitled to a second chance. This man should be given it.
Whoa! Whoa! That was a close one.
I hit that post 100 times to be a man and that was there by now.
Finally, to fish and chip king Peter Doyle and his winning battle against first cancer and now a stroke.
Everything will come back to normal, and it will. It'll come back to normal. And when it does, I'll give it eyes, and then I'm telling you.
Your story on Peter Doyle was fantastic. We should be proud he's an Australian and sad there aren't a few thousand more like him. And that's your say for this week. We'll be back with more of 60 Minutes in just a moment.
Can you see? Can you see it's new?
It's you. It's a new you.
Please consider the new Mitsubishi Lancer Coupe.
New soft touch jeans from Jeans West. So comfortable, you'll forget you're wearing them.
Is your dog a lucky dog?
Hey, I'm a lucky dog, dog. A lucky dog, dog. Such a lucky dog, dog. Lucky dog, dog. Having lots of fun, just playing in the sun. 'Cause I'm a lucky dog, dog.
Now Lucky Dog has the added goodness of rice and corn. So try new Lucky Dog and increase your dog's appetite for life.
My friends, fun it never ends. Lucky, I'm a lucky dog, dog.
In 1273, William Tell was forced to shoot an apple off his son's head for defying the Austrian Habsburgs and their gang of tax collectors. Lucky for his son, he was a good shot. Lucky for you, the income tax professionals will be just as accurate when it comes to completing your tax return. Australian-owned, they'll make sure you get every cent you're entitled to quickly and easily. Use your head. For a legendary tax return, take it to ITP.
This isn't reduced fat cheese.
No, it can't be.
Reduced fat cheese tastes this good.
Bigger So Light.
It is reduced fat cheese?
It is.
Is not.
It is.
From the director of The Big Chill, Steve Martin, Kevin Kline, Mary McDonnell, and one of the biggest casts ever assembled.
You haven't been to the Grand Canyon?
In a world losing control, a little faith can move mountains.
I have seen the light.
Next, Grand Canyon.
Because of our segment tonight with our Olympic heroes, we've had to hold over our advertised story on Lisa Curry and Grant Kenny. We'll bring you that story in the coming weeks, but that's our program for tonight. We'll be back with another edition of 60 Minutes next week. I'm Tracy Curo. See you then.
This program, proudly brought to you by Mitsubishi Motors Australia.
A hero for the people, robbing the rich to feed the poor.
We have a star witness.
You have to testify.
I don't think I can do that.
What jury would convict?
Think I'm having a Wombo moment, Judge.
Picket Fences returns tonight on GWN. From the #1 bestseller, a premiere thriller.
You know what happened in this house. Why did you bring me here?
Will she lose her second child or just her mind? Kelly McGillis in Mary Higgins Clark's Remember Me, 8:35 Wednesday. Good evening and welcome to your Sunday night movie. Tonight, Retrovision presents an all-star cast in Grand Canyon.
The following program is classified M. GWN recommends viewing by mature audiences. It contains violence and strong language.
"7:35 Monday.
Tongue's hanging out, Watson.
An investigation on the beach.
Was he well built?
Amidst the frivolity.
We know this case better than they do.
Will Goldie say yes
Maybe.
to the cop turned bad?
Whoever he met was his killer.
When will the killing stop?
I was hoping to gain your trust, man.
And can he cover his tracks?
Look, Callias is long gone, mate. We aren't going to find him.
In an all-action drama.
Wrapped in tarp wearing brick shoes.
Water Rats, 7:35 Monday on GWN.
Retrovision is giving away free movie tickets to John Travolta's latest blockbuster, Phenomenon, with a huge range of famous name appliances. This sharp package includes a 68cm TV, long play video, and a free stand. At $275, this sharp microwave is a big steal. This Whirlpool frost-free fridge is just $799, and the Simpson washer is only $549. Retrovision. Buy anywhere else and you'll pay to go to the movies.
There's only one real working ute for this big state, and it's this one. Ford's new long-reach utes. Tougher, with more features and safer than ever. Right now, your local WA Country Ford dealer is doing deals right across the board on these new long-reach utes. Deals that put your money back where it should be, in the country. Ford long-reach utes, now blazing at your local WA Country Ford dealer. Give it heaps.
Galaxy Satellite TV presents Fox Sports, the 24-hour ad-free sports channel. Now you can watch what you want, when you want. Fox Sports on Galaxy now. If we haven't got your sport, chances are it hasn't been invented. See Galaxy Satellite TV at your local Retrovision store now.
At Hobson's Carpet Court, our buying power brings you whole home package deals at these fabulous prices. Look at this beautiful Capri luxury back Berber carpet for $9.95. Hard wearing Fairview twist pile from $13.99. And luxury plush Madeira for $15.99, all fully laid. With 5 sunblock vertical blinds for an additional $3.99. That's right, fellas. Come see Keith, Bob and myself for that free measuring quote, Hobson's, Queen Street, Bustle.
Am I the only one here who respects the writing?
New from Continental, shakers for chicken. For a delicious result, all you have to do is shake and oven bake.
Like the Three Tenors, there are few entertainment events that become part of history. Now, in that same tradition, Michael Edgley and the Perth Theatre Trust join together to present the AIDA Spectacular, the most magnificent entertainment event ever staged in Western Australia. AIDA, from the grandeur that was ancient Egypt, an immense spectacle filling the entire Burswood Dome. With towering sets, a cast of 1,050, magnificent orchestra, massed dance sequences, huge chorus, and soloists from the great opera houses of the world. Led by international diva Wilhelmina Fernandez. Verdi's Aida, a rare opportunity to see the only Australian performance of an entertainment extravaganza of truly monumental proportions. The AIDA Spectacular, with a cast of over 1,000, is a once-in-a-lifetime spectacle.
Australia has never seen anything like it. An American concept so revolutionary, it's caused an entire industry to change the way it thinks. Its combination of size, power, space-age materials, and its unique cab-forward design has surprised even the experts. Introducing the new Chrysler Neon, a car worth getting excited about.
There's $200,000 to be won when you play Arnott's Bingo. Get your Arnott's Bingo numbers from any specially marked Arnott's Biscuit pack. Find your bingo card and all the details on how to play in Woman's Day. $200,000 must be won. Play Arnott's Bingo now. Bingo!
To prepare for baking, simply pour shakers into a bag and shake. All you need then is the chicken. You and Continental Shakers for Chicken. Just brilliant.
I can help these kids on the bus.
Right, counselor in training.
When I get back from camp, I'm going to practice driving every time we get in the car.
Retrovision is giving away free movie tickets to John Travolta's latest blockbuster, Phenomenon, with a huge range of famous name appliances. Dad will love this filler shave at just $99. This Rover mower is a cut price $399. Make Dad's day with this Flymo garden vac, only $159. And pick up this Panasonic cordless phone for Dad at just $280. Retrovision. Buy anywhere else and you'll pay to go to the movies.
Presenting the Great Oz Goldfish. Presenting the Great Oz Lotto $5 million jackpot.
Tonight in Cairns, when the Chen family sit down to dinner, they'll have been to the same greengrocer as the Lucianos of Leichhardt, New South Wales. And over in Bunbury, WA, the Ryans enjoy delicious beef goulash from the very same butcher, the Simpsons of Ballarat, by their pepper steak. Fact is, all over the country, when Australians ask what's to eat, chances are it'll be something fresh, something different, something quick and easy from Australia's Woolworths. That's why they call us the fresh food people.
Aiming for no cavities? It's possible at your next checkup with Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection. Imagine this seashell as your tooth and this plaque acids that cause cavities. Used daily, Colgate helps strengthen and protect teeth.
No cavities with Colgate.
Colgate. No wonder it's the dentist's choice.
Sooner or later, we all get one of those annoying little health problems, like itchy toes, flaky scalp, or irregularity. The kinds of things you'd rather not talk about, even with friends. So what can you do? Well, Chemart can help. These free, easy-to-read little booklets explain everything. The causes, the treatment, and whether you should seek medical advice. Look for them at your local Chemmart. And remember, when it comes to your health, your pharmacist can help.
Can I help you?
If you spend $10 or more at Ampol or Caltex, you could win $10,000 every weekday evening through until September the 20th.
And that's a grand total of $300,000.
Oh, so pop into Ampol Caltex now and pick up your cash card.
$9:35 Tuesday.
You must come into the office.
Signed, sealed, delivered.
It's a terrific story. Do I have you to thank?
Bobby's been set up.
What's going on the 11 o'clock news?
And now he's going down.
You don't break the law thinking you're going to get caught.
But will Amanda believe the new love?
I'm innocent, Amanda. I didn't do anything.
Or the old flame?
I can always tell when you're lying.
And if it's a matter of maintaining principles?
What about Alison?
Forget about Alison.
Billy's just lost his.
Are you talking about a spy?
Tuesday night, Melrose Place.
At Holden, we never say never. The new Holden Commodore Series 2. The best has been made better. There's nothing quite like a Holden.
Welcome back to the good news. Coming up, the weather.
But first, a great story about a sofa bed, a sofa, 4 cushions, 2 footstools and a lamp that have got together at Bedshed. Fred?
Good to see them together, Ed.
And all for just $1,599. And that's the way it is.
Yeah, but...
You can't always be, mate.
With 12 weeks protection, Fleece Care's a real hit on blowfly. Fleece Care, for lice, for fly, for good.
Yeah, I've had a problem with... This is the third person.
Getting the runaround.
Nobody gives good service anymore.
Optus does.
Yeah, but hello? I'd like to...
See? Call us anytime, 24 hours a day, and the person you talk to is the one who helps you.
Yeah, how fast?
98% of the time right away.
Oh, that'll be a change. Hello? Yeah, I'd like to... Cut off. They cut me off.
Bring complaints.
That was complaints.
Monday. The epidemic is terminal. Robin Cook's latest heart-pounding seller becomes a new motion picture. They discover the cure for death.
Their success rate, 100%.
But something went wrong.
But it's all coming apart.
An outbreak.
It's a virus.
That kills everyone it touches.
That's terminal. We're in danger, too.
Melrose Place's Doug Savant, Nia Peoples and ER's Michael Ironside.
It doesn't make any sense.
Monday night, Terminal on GWN.
Retrovision is giving away free movie tickets to John Travolta's latest blockbuster, Phenomenon, with a huge range of famous name appliances. Like this Whirlpool washer, a low $799. Save $200 on this huge Whirlpool frost-free fridge. Rush in for the Sharp 48cm color TV at just $499. And take home the Sharp video for just $329. Retrovision. Buy anywhere else and you'll pay to go to the movies.
Tonight, when the Ryans of Bunbury enjoy a delicious beef goulash, they'll have been to the same butcher where the Simpsons of Ballarat buy their pepper steak. While the Shapiros in Port Lincoln get chicken Kiev from the same deli where Jack Armstrong of Robina picks up pizza for the boys. Fact is, all over the country, when Australians ask, what's to eat? Chances are it'll be something fresh, something different, something quick and easy from Australia's Woolworths. That's why they call us the fresh food people.
What should you do when a simple anti-wrinkle cream is no longer enough? Look for the most advanced products. L'Oreal has created Plenitude Revitalift, the double performance anti-wrinkle plus firming cream. One with Pro-Retinol A Revitalift reduces the appearance of wrinkles. My skin feels smoother. 2 with Paralastol Revitalift increases skin's firmness. You'll see firmer-looking skin. See results within 2 weeks. Plenitude Revitalift from L'Oreal Paris reduces the visible signs of aging.
If you're in an original band, then the next big thing could be you. You could win great prizes, including free recording time at Planet Studios, a specially designed website, plus radio airtime. 6 regional heats will be run in October, with the state final being held in Perth in November. For your chance to win, pick up an entry form from good regional music stores and see Express for details. The next big thing is sponsored by PMFM, Healthway and Greyhound Pioneer Australia. So get to it and enter now.
Now enjoy Chicken Treat's new chicken and pasta Neapolitana with a free Coke. That's our best penne pasta Neapolitana. A quarter barbecue chicken plus a free Coke if you're quick. So hurry into Chicken Treat now.
So now, tell me that again. You have the baby at home now?
Oh, Mac, that's wonderful.
No, that's not what I said. I said Claire wants to adopt.
Can't touch this.
Joe Pesci.
What do you do when you got a piece of property? Nothing. That's it.
He thought he knew the business.
I find the defendant guilty of the crime.
Now he's learning about life the hard way.
Apartment 5C in your building is vacant. At least it's a roof over my head. Furnished 5th floor charmer with a view.
Casino's Joe Pesci.
Looks like your automobile lost a little.
In the comedy hit, The Super, 9:30 Friday.
Can't touch this.
Gloves? Mask? Cleaner?
If you want a powerful bathroom cleaner without the overpowering burning smell, then use new Ajax Liquid Gel with its unique gel form that effectively cuts through mold and bathroom scum. New Ajax Liquid Gel. Now you can get a powerful clean without the overpowering smell. Ajax Serious Cleaning made easy.
Barina.
Power steering, a 6-speaker sound system, time, date and temperature display, and a big list of standard safety features. The Euro-styled Holden Barina. It's what's been missing in small cars. From only $14,990 drive away, no more to pay. There's nothing quite like a Holden.
Where we've got a real edge is customer service. The cable TV units we put in people's homes are linked here to our Apple Macs. When a customer rings, we can add a movie channel, delete a sports channel, update billings, whatever. Macintosh lets us work smarter, faster, better. You might say it's an unfair advantage, but nobody ever said you gotta give a competitor an even break.
There's $200,000 to be won when you play Arnott's Bingo. Get your Arnott's Bingo numbers from any specially marked Arnott's Biscuit pack. Find your bingo card and all the details on how to play in Woman's Day. $200,000 must be won. Play Arnott's Bingo now.
Mo?
Food.
Yeah, pizza, garlic bread and Pepsi.
Do you want some?
No, thanks. Bye.
1990 value meal deal from Pizza Hut.
To try and understand just what exactly had been delivered unto me at the cost of flesh and bone and precious blood, what message was being delivered to me in a .38 caliber envelope for me to open and read and understand. And this problem, this difficulty I was having in...
Honey?
David.
Yeah. He reckons I ought to bring it home for you to have a look at.
Now, it is a family car, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a 4-door.
And it's got plenty of room for the kids and the shopping and...
It's got everything we need.
I'm sorry about the other car.
That's fine.
Maybe in a few years' time, once the kids have grown up, you can get your sports car then.
No, I'm okay. I'm over it now.
The Mazda 626 hatch. It's all how you look at it.
This will bring you out of the cold. At Archie Martin Vox, our August deals are hot. Panasonic Ultimate Sound System with CD, $995. Akai Remote TV, $529. JVC Hi-Fi VCR, $699. 9-piece Galaxy Lounge Package, $1,345. And this Homestead Wrought Iron Bed, $499. Hot August deals now on, but only at Archie Martin Vox Country Stores statewide.
Sally and Paul Ellis sometimes have to cater for the extended family. Terry and Sue nearly always want it simple and fast. At the Furlongs, they can't resist Mary's famous Irish stew. Fact is, these days, a typical family meal is as hard to find as a typical family. But when the question, what's to eat, comes up, you can count on it being something fresh. Something quick and easy. Something deliciously nutritious from Australia's Woolworths. That's why they call us the fresh food people.
Get the drop on sheep lice with the long-term protection of Fleece Care. For lice, for fly, for good.
New soft touch jeans from Jeans West. So comfortable, you'll forget you're wearing them.
Yes, my husband was just there looking at the Mazda 626, and I... What do you mean, sports hatch?
The Mazda 626 hatch. It's all how you look at it.
A true performance tyre. Only Goodyear has the technology to make it. The Goodyear Eagle Aqua Tread. If it only saves you once a year, it's a Goodyear.
Okay, see you tomorrow. Apart from that, all she needs is plenty of rest.
Hello? Oh, you're not Julie. Where's Julie? Hello, Julie.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm just trying to... Sorry.
She looks well, doesn't she?
Much better. Auntie Mark sends all her love, and she'll be in at the weekend.
You slept well. So how'd you feel today?
With Medibank Private Blue Ribbon Cover,
I believe you let you have some privacy.
you can afford the additional comfort of individual treatment.
I feel better now.
To make it to Olympic standard, you have to have something extra. And the Falcon Olympic Classic has over $3,000 worth of something extra at no extra cost. For a limited time only, you get factory-fitted air conditioning at no extra cost. 15-inch alloy wheels at no extra cost. And Olympic Classic badging to set your Falcon apart. The Falcon Olympic Classic. With all that and driver's airbag and anti-lock brakes, it runs rings around the competition.
What'll you have?
All brand, thanks.
Most people don't get enough fibre every day.
Kellogg's All Brand?
Just one serve of Kellogg's All Bran with natural wheat bran provides 1/3 of your daily fibre needs. Kellogg's All Bran helps you live life to the full for a very long time.
After the phenomenal success of last year's Les Miserables, the Southwest Opera Company presents Carmen, the excitement and passion of the world's most popular opera. A full costume production, performed in English with orchestral accompaniment. The Southwest Opera Company's production of Carmen, showing in Margaret River, Pinjarra, Katanning and Albany on these dates.
Right now, if you order a triple cheeseburger and can say, choose the cheesy cheese the triple cheese lovers choose when they choose the cheese in the triple cheese at McDonald's, you'll get a free small Coke and a chance to win AFL Grand Final tickets. McDonald's Triple Cheese Challenge. It's really cheesy.